Working. Okay, go on. Okay, the time is 7 o'clock. Perfect. If everyone would stand for the invocation and the pledge.
Father God, we come to you as a group of people that want to help this community to go forward to the best that we can, to bring businesses and other folks to move here so that we can continue to prosper and grow. We ask you to lead our thoughts, our minds, our footsteps, and all that we do in our hands, and all for your will, Father. And we thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and I'm going to start with our announcements, and I guess the first one will be, we want to announce that the chief of police has gotten our check, so we'll do that right now. For you guys. Okay. Come on, Jason.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Jason. Yeah, Paul.
Paul.
We'll get it.
Okay.
See how much that is?
Okay, Alan, can you take pictures, please? It's $9,300 that we gave to the police department for cameras to help deter problems in our area and crime in our area, and to help our businesses particularly. They've had some problems with different things, and we're hoping that this will help deter some of that. Would you guys like to say anything?
Thank you all a lot.
And they're already up and running.
We will put it to the best use.
Good.
We've already got one up running, and hopefully we'll have the next in the next week or two.
Sounds wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
We really appreciate all that you do. Yay. I know about you guys, but that makes me feel good that we're helping our community.
This is important.
And it's very important for our businesses here to feel safe. So, okay, some other announcements. Our movie in the park this month is October 21st. The Market on the Lake is October 14th. And I remember how to pronounce it, Tawakoni Circus is coming to town on November 10th, 11th, and 12th. And if anyone wants tickets to that, yours can be sold from the City Hall. And from any of the, I guess, council members should be getting some tickets to sell before long. Does anyone else have, oh, Kathy, you have some stuff for us?
The Gospel Fest is on October 7th. If anybody needs a flyer on that.
And on the gospel, we donated the stage for that.
Awesome.
Okay, so I didn't know if it was up in the air whether we were going to, I talked to Dwayne Hall and we've discussed it, so he's done.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he sent me a text message.
Okay, I didn't know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Thank you.
And then Tawakoni Fire Department is raffling off a gun that day.
yeah.
Ooh, raffle and that day for a gun. Wow.
Yeah. One free ticket with every 5 you purchase for $10 each.
Anyone else have anything that we need to announce?
National Night Out is gonna be held this Thursday from 6 to 9. Rain or shine, we're just gonna bring canopies if it starts raining. If it starts lightning, we'll probably all leave then, but it's gonna be on the 5th, Thursday, from 6 to 9. At the City Park.
City Park, okay. Anything else for anybody? So in case anybody doesn't know what National Night Out is, it's a good opportunity for us to meet our neighbors and to come out and meet our police department. And get to know a little bit about what they're doing in the community and what we can do to help them.
We figured on this one, we would recognize everyone in the public works and the fire department, all will be, that way all of your, and any of the, council members and stuff, all the city representatives will be out there, so everybody can meet all of them.
Very good. Very good. So you can ask questions and get to know them. Anything else that you can think of? Okay, let's move along then. Citizens input related to agenda. Does anybody have anything in the audience that wants to say anything? Okay, doesn't look like it, so let's go ahead and move on to our consent agenda. I don't have a copy, I'm sorry, I don't have a copy of the minutes in with our packet this time. I didn't get it to print out, so I'll work on that. And then, if you look over the bills to pay and those to be paid in our financial report, profit and loss in the bank statement. Just want to say, the bank statement. There's a couple of things on there that I wanted to mention. We paid for some equipment that we bought. It's a $400 check on there, and that was for the speakers for our movies in the park. And then there was also another check in there for $100 that was for the projector that we bought. That's the high density projector. So that y'all kind of know what those are. The other ones are our regular standard ones, Jim McElroy and our secretary, Sylvia, and things like that. But and then we did the cotton patch challenge, just so you know what all those checks were. Okay. The profit and loss, we have two of them in there. One of them is the end of the year, last year, for what we budgeted last year and what we ended up spending. And then the other one is for this month. So if you look, October 22nd through September of 23 is last year's. If you look, we came in, we didn't spend all of our budget, which is a good thing. We came in under budget in our spending, so we did pretty good last year.
So we got a 5,000 budget for grant writing.
Yeah, you look at this year or last year's? Which one do you have, this year or last year's?
This year we have a budget.
Yes. This year's budget, we should have on there something for grant writing. We just don't have a grant writer. We just don't have one. Where's, what line item is it? Should look at it.
So this one is from October 2023 through September 2024.
Yeah, that would be this year's budget,
It seems good.
this year's budget. And we shouldn't really have anything on it right now. We haven't really done anything this month yet, so tell you what we're gonna be working on this year. The one from last year is the one where we spent.
So I make a motion then? Okay, I make a motion to approve the bills paid and those to be paid for the attachments herein.
I'll second.
Okay, so it was James first and Kathy second, all in favor?
Yes.
Start around. Very aye,
Kathy.
Elizabeth Tawakoni.
James.
and Pam Reed, aye. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so, the next thing I want to discuss is helping Fat Cats reopen, and Jason is here, to talk to us a little bit about that. And in your packet, I have kind of what we have talked about whenever I went and talked to Jason about what he needs to reopen in your packet. So,
Oh, here's the financials.
okay, great.
July 1st, we opened. I know there's probably a lot of rumors of why we closed, things like that, and really the rumors were so far off of it, but it was all internal. We had an opening set back by a roof that I ended up having to pay cash for instead of getting money from my insurance. Then the AC went out. We had a bunch of troubles, but eventually we got them all caught up. But what wasn't getting caught up is what I owed to the comptroller. So basically, in order to stop the flow of, I just had to say, hey, I gotta shut her down for a minute, take a look back, and go over my financials, and so I can make sure that I get my sales tax paid. I was basically having to kind of rob Peter to pay Paul. So that was $30,000 that I caught back up over the last 4 or 5 months. That would have never been a problem if, like I said, the things that I was supposed to be using to move forward with were holding, having to pay for stuff that I already had done. Other than that, we're going to make some changes to the menu, changes to make our costs a lot less. We're going to make it, the door needed to be fixed. We have a freezer that had problems. We're going to try to make it more friendly to everybody. It was a kind of you need an identity. I mean, a lot of people were always like, are you guys a bar or are you guys a restaurant? We're trying to be, if we were to pinpoint an identity, it'd be like Chili's. And that's what I was trying to bring here. They have a bar, they have a restaurant, a pretty good restaurant. And I still want to maintain that as it's a sports bar. It's a sports venue. We have 10 TVs. I've done more, I feel, with Fat Cats to provide a need that we don't have around here, which is a nice place to go watch the game, and also a place to go eat with your family. Sometimes they don't mix well, but for the most part, our community is a great community, and they understand, and they had a good time. We had bands every week. It was more of a situation. I don't know if this is what I was supposed to explain. This is what happened, but it's more of a situation. We started really big, and to try to go small from there is difficult. But to try to start small and get big is easy. It is to grow. My growth was always inward instead of outward. Although we were gaining customers, we're gaining social media influence, things like that. I overstaffed, maybe, and a lot of those are my mistakes. Just I wanted to make sure we had enough people, and kind of those loyalties go, hey, now I'm at a situation where I don't need 7 waitresses, but I don't want to get rid of you. I don't want you to leave. You know what I mean? So that kind of came at a detriment. I've gotten a lot of financial counseling about how I should restart this and restructure things so that, as you can see, I mean, we were never unsuccessful. It was starting out at 71,000 net or 69,000 net first month. We basically rolled at 50,000 net after that. Costs got higher, and I didn't adjust for that. Also, you know, there was the behind the scenes cost that were given, construction problems, things like that. So those financials are great if my financials were better. We were basically like going to the NFL. We're in the Super Bowl, but we've played with a broken ankle, and now it's becoming a problem in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? When everything should have been getting paid for, it was catching up. So now everything's caught up. I had a couple predatory loans as well that I took out to make sure that I could keep operating in the beginning, and I had to pay those back. Those were I really wasn't making money for a long time. Paid them all back. Everything's paid up. I'm all current. Everything. All my financials good. We never served a minor. I know that was been said in this community. I love our community to death, but it's like a game of telephone with cannons, and everything always changes on the other end. When I opened Fat Cats and I put $100,000 was basically my savings into it. It wasn't to fail. We were going to reopen. We were wanting to reopen anyway, but it was just going to take a lot longer. Thankfully, you guys reached out to me, and from the community reaching out to me. Hey, let's see what we can do to get this open sooner. I don't plan on failing. I mean, it's 100%. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to have here. I don't plan on this being the only business I ever open in this community. We need things, and we need things that are entertainment, good food. We need it every time. It seems like, even though it's a poor economy, those are still things that people are going to do because this is, we need that. No matter how down in our lives it is, and how much things are a struggle, you still got to go out and be with your family and go eat somewhere and let loose, or it's all gonna be a ends for means. We got to live now, So I always worked well with the city. I love our city. I love our elected officials. Any chance I could, I gave to our volunteers, our fire department, like our stage. At any time you guys at the disposal to use that for whatever y'all wanted. I love the city. I want to see the city grow. And when I got here, I couldn't believe how much I just liked being somewhere from the moment I got here. I lived in Lona. I moved to West Tawakoni so I can be a part of the electing process and be a part of our tight-knit community right here. And I want to continue that. I don't want to have an empty building, another empty building on the side of 276. I want to open something. So I got to get that back successful again. I'm not going to say I got to redo any. I mean, a lot of what we were successful. It just my financials were not where they should have been. I had to open it faster than I wanted to. Basically, I had something come up, and I'm just like, hey, let's get this going. Let's get it. People were asking for it to be open. When's it going to be open? It was taking a long time. I don't know if y'all remember. It took I had it for a year before I opened it. I wanted everything to be perfect, and I do now as well when we reopen. So I think we have a good thing, and I want everybody there, and I think we're on the way to that right now, hopefully. So,
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do you own the building?
I own it. I purchased it from Eddie Fox. We were on a deed for contract from him, so we have it, set in the title company. So I have, I think, 7 years left to pay for it. I'm paying on it 3 years. 1 year I was paying on it without even being open. Another half a year I was paying on it without being open. I'm not going to give up on it. I'll do whatever it takes till it works. And it doesn't, being closed really affected me. But coming into it with a new perspective, I'm excited. My wife's excited. The people that are coming back to work are excited. We had lots of employees. We employed a lot of people, and I tried to employ everybody from the town I was in. And we hired all local, and that's what I want to continue to do no matter what I'm doing here.
Anyone have any other questions for Jason? So Jason, what we do now is we're gonna go back in the back, bring our group here. We're gonna talk about, what basically I talked to you about earlier. And then we'll come back and we'll tell you, what the group's decided and we'll go from there. So give us just a few minutes. We're gonna go to the executive session.
Good.
Again, we've been thinking it sooner. That's what we wanted to get back.
On the roof load off, set y'all back a little bit.
Yeah, and we
That
had,
was unexpected.
at the time, we had a commercial, basically a building site insurance, because we were remodeling it. We didn't have insurance. And normally would give you a new roof, $100,000 for a new roof. They ended up getting $7,000 to replace my roof. I was like,
That's a big deficit.
Yeah.
They covered the nails.
yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I brought a box of nails.
It was crazy because it was 2 weeks before we opened, and I was already about to change my insurance over, but I hadn't. No fault to them. I mean, the insurance company is what it is. But I was like, okay, well, now I gotta figure out how to pay this. And they luckily a Rise Roof came and did it before I had the money to pay for it. But that once they did it, I was having to keep 5,000 a year, 4,000, so I can operate, but I'm paying 5,000 out a month. Fat Cat's at its best, was probably operating where about 5,000, 6,000 was the total revenue, like what I was at the end of the day after everything, which is good, which is fun, just opening, But if that's going out the window, me and her, we ate Fat Cats 2 times a day.
Yeah, that's, our kids do too.
That's when you start eating romaine.
And
Nothing but romaine.
we have good weeks and catch things up, and once that was gone, then our cooler would go up. We had our AC issue. I was like, oh. But eventually, pretty much right now, everything's replaced. So
Yeah, you should be easy sailing. Well,
Yeah.
I don't guess there's such thing as easy sailing, but
yeah.
in American business nowadays, but
Oh, really? And all that money that went to construction and problems was really what I was supposed to be holding on to my sales tax for. But I couldn't. If I was going to keep operating, I had to use that money. I would trickle money to the comptroller, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to freeze your account." And I'm like, well, how am I going to pay you? You freeze my account. And they're like, "We got to come to Tyler." It's a 3-hour drive. There and back to get you a check now. It was just added up, but it was my goal to have a restaurant and a bar here. Where
I thought you did a great job.
Thank you.
I enjoyed myself every time I went there.
I'm a service member myself. I was in the Army, and we have all these service bars, and I love them to death. They're little people,
Yeah.
And we got most of the new people that live here.
Yeah.
Was our business. Yeah. A lot of new people that moved into town. I'm besides some of the negative things that have been said to the room, I for the most part, everybody always got good. It was always why'd you close? Or what happened? Man, we missed that place. I think more people missed it when it was gone than they did
Yeah.
when it was here. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're gonna.
I think the city will be, the residents are gonna be tickled to find out that you're gonna reopen.
We will. We were sad when y'all.
Yeah.
We ate there once a week.
Yeah,
Your
we
Tawakoni
ate
club
there both
sandwich
days.
was my favorite and it was so good. Your food was really
And
good.
that's good because we're gonna condense our menu down to a lot more, just like sandwiches and wings. And
Mhm.
there was a lot, I think we kind of tried to do too much with meatloaf and, although people liked it or didn't like it, it's just a lot for a kitchen that size to accommodate. So,
It's easier to go up than it is to reduce.
and that's what I learned the hard way. It's very easy to hire a new waitress and then, there's three of you. Like one of you's gotta cut your hours out. I hate doing that to anybody's family. But,
It's just nice to have a place here in town. You don't have to drive to Quinlan or Emory or
Yeah.
somewhere, you just, we have two places really, other than the military groups that do
Yeah.
it like on the weekend.
does anybody know what's going on with Rancho? They're not closing, are they?
They
No.
have some kind of building issue, structural issue or
Are they
something. Yeah, they're closed.
Are they really? I didn't know that.
We're
Big
about to
sign
go-
on the
we're about to
doors.
go there
Now we
and
have-
try it.
We have Billy's, they just do something during the day and maybe in the morning, but.
Pam told me you were shooting for November 1st.
November 1st, yeah. I had,
Oh. Man, my birthday party there.
That's not long off.
if I can find a chef, I don't know. I had a chef that came in and we had talked and we had discussed something, but I've heard some kind of negative stuff about him. And I don't know if I want to go in that direction. So, but I mean, hiring a good person takes a month is a good amount of time to find the right person. They have to do a lot there. They have to be pretty much in charge of the entire back of the house. Because
This town was like it was when I started here back in the early 90s. There was 23 bars, 3 topless bars. And
Wow.
this thing, we went, the population was 1,100 and something. And on Friday and Saturday night, it was 150 to 200,000 people here.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
2 of us cops.
Holy
we're just coming
cow.
out of the lake.
Yeah, so all the bars, there's 23 bars down here.
This was the only
Yeah.
bad
That's a lot of
area for miles, wasn't
That's
it?
a lot of bars for a town this size.
They
Yeah.
had their clubhouse down there with 400 members.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, I learned how, I was 21 years old when I started here, weighed about 180 pounds. Lucky I was a boxing instructor and a kickboxing instructor. I fought every single night in the bars.
Oh my gosh.
And back then it was always, because there was no cameras or nothing. And you toss the drunk, bring them down here, write them a ticket for PI, somebody sold, go get them. And the next day you see them, man, I'm sorry, I gave you a hard time.
Yeah.
Okay, nowadays, everybody helps the grubs.
Yeah.
Because we never really charged anybody. If they wanted to fight, I wouldn't take them all the way to Greenville for resisting arrest or
Yeah.
assault on a peace officer. I'm like, when you sober up, come apologize. If I did that, half the people in town that have took to jail. So. It was fun back then.
I can't imagine that many cars on 276.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bumper to bumper.
And it wasn't a turning lane, it was.
Oh, my goodness.
It was Farm Road 35 back then.
Oh, was it
It
really?
was FM 35 before it was 276.
Oh, my goodness.
It used to be called Frogdale.
Well, there's Frogdale's, just, there's Mexico, just outside the city up there. And then, Frogdale's between Mexico and Corpus.
Oh, okay, yeah. I learned that, somebody told me that, that's pretty cool.
Well, I'm as old as the lake.
I was like,
It was built in 65, I was born in 65. I was actually, when I worked for East Tawakoni, it was built and established in 69. I thought, man, I'm older than the city I work in.
Who was the mayor then? Do you remember?
The only one I really can remember is Harold Bidwell.
Okay. You weren't here when Jack Schultz was mayor, were you?
Jack was, first police chief I worked for
That's,
was, Tommy Buffett.
okay.
And then he went to federal prison.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's why I really didn't want to know if I want to take this job. There was a bad war about this, Police chief before Buffy, then he went to the mental hospital. Police chief before him went to prison for child pornography.
Not a good precedent.
Every chief, that's why I said every chief, I like Jack. Yeah, I worked for Jack for years and years.
Yeah.
Jack liked the bottle. I don't drink at all.
Yeah.
So I'm the only, probably soberest chief in the last 30 years or 40 years.
Well, I can tell you, you've been the best one since we've lived here.
Kilpatrick, I won't go into that.
He's working for Kaufman Sheriff. Is he a sheriff? Or-
Van Zandt County.
Oh, Van Zandt?
Yep.
Oh,
So that's where I retired from, was Van Zandt County.
oh, I didn't know that.
And me and him, I guess, just traded because he went to work and took,
Oh,
I went to work there. So
okay.
I was like, all right, yeah. I started here at $5 an hour.
Wow.
25 cents more than the minimum wage.
And worth every penny of it.
From 1979 Dodge Diplomat.
Yeah.
After the motor blew up, we found out the frame was broken while it drove wild. They gave me, I was a week out of the academy. And back then the academy was only 250 hours. Now I think it's 1,100 hours or something like that.
Oh, my goodness.
We had one book like this. That was the law. They said if you think of a law, there was like 30 pages of notes. Just write the law in there. If you don't like the law, write it out.
Erase it.
So the chief gave me the keys of the squad car, a pair of brass knuckles, and a little bitty badge. And I wore blue jeans and a t-shirt until I could afford uniforms. I went to work.
Oh, my gosh.
Never been in a police car in my life.
Wow.
I'm driving. All righty then.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm amazed, I'm, look at there's a whole bunch of police incidents on YouTube, I'm sure you know. I just find them fascinating, what people will tell you.
Oh, yeah.
That's just crazy.
I tell all of them, man, no, it's all chances. Man, the only thing that's changed in policing is everything videoed now. Back then,
Yes.
there was no, we didn't even have cell phones, pagers and nothing.
Right.
The chief burnt the police department down, stole all the property out of the property room. And so the only phone we had was at Scotty's at payphone. So we pull up beside there and we carried the change around, called on the phone if we had to call somebody.
That's
Wow,
crazy.
wow.
So-
Like a wild, wild west out
It
here.
was.
Yeah, Wild Wild West, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't even automatic pistols. Like your
Oh,
little
my
ball,
gosh.
you had to carry the ball with bandolier bullets. If you had to reload, you had to pull them out.
Hold on.
And a leather slab with, it's got lead in it. They had a pair of brass knuckles. And they came out with the,
Those are illegal now, aren't they? Or brass knuckles, is it illegal to use those? It's not.
for police, they probably can't,
Oh.
because we're not trained in them.
Oh.
They won't.
Why do they not use batons anymore? Is- People see you for beating on them and stuff like
Because
that?
you come out with tasers.
Hmm?
Because you come out with tasers.
Oh, that's
That's-
true. I didn't think of
Tasers
that.
are
Yeah,
less
yeah,
control,
yeah.
and then-
Tasers changed the whole scene, did they? Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Because it's less injury than sitting there whooping somebody with a stick.
Mm. Right.
And that kind of, when I went through instructor school, I'm an instructor in expandable baton.
Mm.
Well, that's kind of obsolete, so my
Right.
instruction is, I always watch TJ Hooker, so I bought one of those PR-24 side handle batons, so I had that thing.
Leon watches Adam 12 every day, so they get out and they have on their uniforms, their necktie, you know.
I love
and
Adam Quayle, that was a
And
great
they
show.
put their little baton, you know, in there. I mean, they've got.
I know I went to the chief of Edgewood's funeral, and that's what the, Canton paper followed me around everywhere. Uh, Because that's what I read.
Oh, yes. Okay. There you go.
I guess they've never seen that many stripes either.
Good. So what does that make you? That's the cheap stripes?
No, that's your years of service, each one is
Oh.
5 years. So,
So is that
in
five?
May I'll
on there?
have, in May I'll have, another stripe, that'll be 35 years.
Wow. Wow.
That's 30 years right now.
Is that all you've ever done?
No, I did drive a truck for a little bit, and I did drive a tow truck, I was heavy duty. And when I retired from the
That
sheriff's
was
department. Oh, yeah.
fun. Tow truck drivers, they get into some stuff.
Well, we mainly did, because I worked for Lone Oak Record, and I worked for Lone Oak Police Department, and I mainly did all the police calls.
Mm.
And accidents is all we did. We didn't do no repos or nothing like that.
You didn't do any repos or anything? Okay.
I was I drove the big 18 with the record, did all the
Oh, okay.
crashes. So,
Gotcha.
and then, after I left the sheriff's department, I retired. I was retired for about a year, and I was a foreman at a construction company. Construction. That's why I started all that. I wasn't going to come back in the police. Because, and then one of the sergeants at the sheriff's department talked me into coming work at East Washington Park.
Oh,
Air conditioning car or hot sun. And I took the air conditioning car. Because us light skinned people don't fare well in the
yeah,
sun.
no.
Amen.
No, I know.
I'm like, yeah,
Sprinkle.
I'll have melanoma pretty quick here. So, and then y'all wanted me to come work here.
Wow. I'm glad you did. You've done in the past, what, 3 years? More things that we have wanted done than any other chief, I think, in a very long time. Getting that park changed to a drug-free, that was really close to my heart, because I wanted that so badly. I'm so glad you did that. Because every time we would ask about it, there was always some excuse as to why it couldn't be done. And I thought, really?
There's also the ordinance, I guess the second reading was, I'm gonna order the signs
Mhm.
for the, sex offenders, they can't go into the park.
Right,
So
yeah,
we'll have them, that'll
Good.
enhance their crime if they go on.
right.
So.
Good.
It's all about, because we want to rather change this out of the old, we want to make it kind of like one of the communities of like Forney and stuff, where it's a,
Sure.
you know, it ain't a bunch of, nothing again, y'all have a sports bar and eatery.
Oh, yeah.
The Outlaw Club, Gilligan's now, there was no dance floor or nothing, it was a drunk club. You went in there and you drank, you got drunk and then left.
Staggered home.
Yep. I carried a 30 caliber carbine with 200 round banana clips in it. I arrested 30 people out of the club and I had to march them down the ditch because they couldn't fit in my car. So I marched them
Oh,
down
my
the corner.
goodness.
All the police department and wrote all of them
We're
DI
not
tickets
handcuffing to each other.
and got somebody to come pick up each one.
Do you know any of the Hunt County sheriffs?
Yep.
You know most?
Well, I know the higher ups because a lot of them was
Oh, okay.
around.
Oh,
You know, 'cause the sheriff, Terry Jones,
yeah.
he started here in West Hawaii. I FTO'd him.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
FTO'd him and trained him when
Oh,
he started in
my
law
gosh.
enforcement, so.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
Makes
Alan
sense.
Gear, Lieutenant Gear up there,
Uh-huh.
he was working a sergeant in Quinlan when I was here, and me and him, and then he went to sheriff's
Oh, my
department, so.
goodness.
And then a lot of the other ones, Joel Gibson, and a lot of them, they were all deputies, and now they're all higher up, so they,
Right.
yeah.
They're doing good too. Wow.
For the election.
Yeah, you can't hardly go to the county around here.
Okay.
Got somebody
fixing the front door. Oh my God.
20-something years at sheriff's
Your door
department.
on your glass.
I have to go every new person that came to work
Oh,
there
wow.
for 12 weeks.
Wow,
Parking cooler.
So,
you've seen a lot come and go, haven't you?
yeah, because sheriff's department paid $13.25 an hour. So when I started there. Now they're up to 54.
How much?
54.
Wow.
54, did you say?
54,000 a year. I started there and the first year I was sheriff's department, we got a 7% raise. Well, and then over budgeted, so the next year we got a 4% pay cut.
Great.
And then the next year,
Wow.
and the next year we
How
got,
many did you lose that
next
year?
year we got 2% raise.
Oh,
So it
my
kind of, nobody ever stayed. Once they got out of FTO in 16 weeks, all of them were looking to go other places.
Looking
But
elsewhere.
how, I mean, I don't see how a young guy on $54,000 a year can support a family. That's hard these days, you know, that's not
Back
much.
then it was like 29 to 31,000
Wow.
when I started doing it. When I tested for DPS, I was gonna go DPS was $24,000 a year.
Hmm.
And now they're what, 89,000 a year? So when I worked sheriff's department, after 480 hours of comp time, you got paid overtime. In my first year, I got 480 hours of comp time because we was always short-handed.
Oh.
So I was the death expert, so I was on every death scene that happened in the county that I was
Oh,
on.
wow.
And I was the SWAT team commander, so every SWAT call out, I was on every SWAT call.
Do you know any of the game wardens and stuff here? Do you know many of them? Do you know Benny? Did you? Yeah. I can't remember what his last name, he's on that show, the Outlaw,
Yeah.
what is that called?
Lone Star
Lone
Law.
Star
Lone Star Law, that's
Lone
it.
Star Law?
Yeah, we got to meet him in Celeste one day. He's a pretty cool guy. We bought his
Most of
book.
the game owners I know are already retired.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he did.
Is there any word about that guy that found a roasted goat in front of my house? Was from around here?
I don't know, because some officers headed down there, and the sheriff called me, I was at home, so the sheriff called me, he says, hey, everything from the edge of the shoreline out into the water is ours, so we're taking it, we're gonna take over.
Okay.
I called my officer and I said, don't touch nothing, don't do nothing, sheriff said, this is. So-
Is it the body they found floating?
Yeah. So he called Texas Rangers. And,
Can you say what happened or against the?
oh, I don't even know what happened, he ain't said nothing to us.
Our house is facing it like that.
That's what,
And
that's what me and
she
Terry
sent me
did.
a message and showed me all the lights and stuff. She said, something's going on down by the water. I was at work.
I called the sheriff and called the sheriff and I tell him, Sheriff, I know this is your county, but this is still, I'm the chief of police. When people ask questions, well, no, I was like, I don't want to look a fool and tell people, I don't know. And that looks kind of crazy when I'm sitting there going, I don't know.
They don't tell me
You don't know what's going on, you don't tell me.
They don't tell me nothing about it.
They come in and take over, there's really not really much you can do, I guess.
Yeah, because he said out in the water, so I was like, okay.
So they have jurisdiction over you if something, if they show up at the scene, the sheriff's department?
Yeah, because the sheriff is the chief law enforcement officer of the county.
Oh, that's neat.
And each one of his deputies are sworn by the sheriff when he hired. They're sworn in, and in the absence of the sheriff, the deputies resume responsibility of the sheriff.
Gotcha.
So that's what, years I worked for the sheriff's department, if we went in the city and there was something going on, we just took over it. Kind of pushed them to the side and went on with it, you know. You know, Paul was saying something about it, but I told him, I said, Paul, if it turns out to be a homicide, there's only 4 of us. I don't know if you've ever worked a homicide, I've worked 2 of them. And when it goes to trial, it takes millions of dollars to try it, subpoenaing people, it takes months to investigate.
Yeah.
And all of our resources will be on this one investigation.
Right.
So the sheriff's department makes the money, the officers, the resources to do it all. So if he wants to do it, we'll help him any way we can.
Let them put the bill.
Yeah. pretty much.
Yeah, I want my whole budget going on one case. You don't have to fire everybody, and okay,
No.
I'm always supposed to.
Sorry it took us so long. Okay.
What y'all, fall asleep back there or something?
No, it's on the calculator.
We had a good nap.
I feel better. I had a good night.
All right,
Water
appreciate
discussion.
it for all this. And have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you.
look it up on some of these.
It is 7:46, which are returning to our regular session. Okay, let me just explain to you what we talked about and kind of come out to it before we go and take our motions and everything. We think your business is wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and we do want to help you. But at this time, we feel like we need to do more towards loans than grants. So what they've come up with is that they'll give you a loan of $13,500 at 5% interest, which is way cheaper than you get it from a bank or anywhere. Now, what we'll do is in a minute, we'll take a motion, we'll make it official here, and then we'll go to, we'll have it put on the agenda for city council for them to approve it, which is a week from tomorrow. And if they approve it, then, and you want to pursue that, then we'll have the lawyer draw the papers and get it all situated.
Okay,
Is that something you would want to do?
sure, absolutely. Now that may change. November 1st was kind of where we were sitting. It might go a little longer than that, so that's fine.
That's fine.
You know, it absolutely, it'll help take care of it, all construction needs that I need to get. You know, I would love to be able to open and not have to worry about these, I'm gonna take care of this down the road. I want it, all done. It'd be great. I truly appreciate it.
I'm gonna let Elizabeth speak for a minute about the facade grants.
Okay, so what we were thinking was that after you get the front stuff that you need to do, such as the doors, you can apply for the facade grant, and we can award the facade grant.
Okay,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
then that gives you much more of it, much more help, but you've done your part in the front of it,
yeah, okay, yeah.
okay?
I agree, so y'all wanna see that I'm gonna use it to what
Well,
we've
you-
discussed. and then-
Yeah, you've taken the money we've loaned you, you've done the stuff in the front and stuff, and then you can request a facade grant, and then we can help you with the grant.
Perfect, any help? I would
Okay.
appreciate it. Very grateful.
So at this point, the chair will entertain a motion.
I make the motion that we loan Jason Jones $13,500 at 5% interest with no beginning in 90 days after you receive the money, and to help you to open your business again.
Thank you.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
you're quite welcome. Okay, so we will take that to city council this Tuesday, and I think we shouldn't have any problem.
Is it this Tuesday, or do you want me to be there?
That's not tomorrow, but the following Tuesday.
Oh, would you like me to be there?
Yeah, go ahead and be here, it always helps when you're here.
Okay,
Shows your interest.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a
You guys have a
lot.
great night.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to,
I can't wait.
Bye.
we're gonna go ahead and move on to, discussing business of the month. Okay, so we haven't gotten the thing done for, Dale's yet, so I would recommend that we just go ahead and leave it Dale's this month. And I got with Allison and she's showing me how to put it on our website now. So I should get that on the website this month and we can actually make a big deal of it. If that's okay with you guys.
Sounds good.
Okay, so Chair will entertain a motion on that.
motion that we leave tables as the business of the month for this month. And we'll move forward.
Second the motion.
Okay, all in favor? All right, and, okay, so the other thing is that we've been talking about playground equipment out at the park, some of the pavilions out at the park and all this, maybe helping fix those up. And Kathy got a couple of bids for us, so I'm gonna let Kathy talk about this one.
Okay, Recovery Roofing, which is the company that did the building down there, they did the roof of that. Their bid was $12,000. He would install red panels on the first awning, take off the shingles and install underlay. Install end cap metal and die. Hand off. I can't read his writing. I should have got him to read this to me. Anyway, his bid was $12,000, and it was for 3 awnings.
Three awnings where? On
In
that,
the park.
on the new building?
No, just those freestanding
Oh,
awnings.
you mean the metal?
Yeah.
Metal awnings?
Yeah.
Okay, how
That are
big?
over the pavilions.
How big?
He didn't quote anything about over the playground equipment though, did he?
He didn't. He said that would be way too expensive to do like a metal or a shingled roof over that.
Okay.
He said he would recommend something like you were talking about that Quinlan has.
Yes, that's a great.
So these are just for the pavilions then?
How big are the pavilions? I mean, how big are the buildings? The size?
Do you know how big those are?
Because I just had one done, 35 wide by 55 feet long, and it cost me 12,500.
Really?
12,500, yeah.
And the other one is Crosstop Roofing. This is the lady Cindy that has a beauty shop in Quinlan. It's her boyfriend, or he's the owner of the shop actually.
Okay.
And his name is David Phillips, and he gave me an estimate of $97.25. And he said that he would not replace the metal. He's got some pictures here if you want to pass them around and look at it. But he took pictures up on top where there's a hole, like where the screws go into the metal. He said the screws have come out. So he said that's a lot of what's leaking as it's going down in those holes. So he said he would replace some of that. And then this downspout, I think everybody's probably seen that one.
So he's talking about his prices to gutter.
He's just putting gutters, replacing gutters on it.
On that, he said power wash roofs and remove old fasteners and install new fasteners. And then 3 metal roofs in the middle part need repairs. Yeah, he's got pretty much they need repair. Roofs need to be cleaned off by power washing, gutters cleaned out, replace 2 downspouts. Metal panel is still in good shape, not bent or no dents.
So he's not putting much material in there. That's almost all labor.
Yeah.
9,000 something. Wow.
But
And this
it's
is not
got,
something we have to decide on today.
No,
We
I'm just,
want to wait and look at some other stuff.
yeah, 'cause he said also, he did say the one to the right and the one in the park, they'll be torn off to the deck and new felt with three shingles, put weatherwood, new drip edge. Just in. Okay, we've got to get one more estimate before we decide anyway, but I'll get them to do these a little bit better.
I'll make a motion that we table that for the moment, while we get another bid and look at it a little further.
We'll have a second.
That's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so let's go on to our old visit. Old business. I was hoping Harry would be here, but he's not. Harry wanted us to think again about a loan or grant for his business to finish up some of the things he needs, like the fence around his business and things like that.
So then this is his business?
Yeah.
Harry. Harry.
And what did he want to, I don't
The
remember.
Harry on the
I don't
EDC,
have
the Harry that's.
notes from him. I asked him to send me
Oh,
notes.
Harry over there, he wants a loan.
Yeah,
A loan or a grant to
yeah,
help him with-
and he was supposed to send me some information on it, and I haven't gotten it, so I don't really think we can move forward.
How much was he asking, do you know?
He was asking like, was it 30,000? It was a lot before, but I don't have any of the paperwork. I asked him to send me what he's asking now and what he was, what it was for.
Did you make sure that it's not a conflict of interest for us to do that?
Yeah, I talked to the lawyer about that, and they said it's not a conflict of interest because he is a business within our town, and any business within our town can come and ask for a loan or a grant.
Okay.
I personally cannot see us giving him a grant because to me that would seem a little unethical.
Right. Right.
And I'm willing to look at what he has, but I'm not sure that.
That we can loan
That we
him
can loan
$30,000, right?
Right.
Let's.
So, and he didn't, like I said, he didn't send me the information, so I'm kind of at a loss to bring anything to you because I don't have it.
So table it.
So let's table it.
Is that your motion?
I make a motion to table, the loan request from Metallurgica LLC.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Louisiana Park. We bought a new projector that is much stronger than the other one we had. And Robin, if y'all want your projector back, I can give it to you.
Let me ask Lana, I don't know.
Okay. Because we got one that we could see much better with because we were having difficulty with the other one. And then we bought speakers so that we don't have to borrow everybody else's speakers. So we're all set now. We're using a DVR player from our house to play the movies. But we're all set now, and we've had 2 good successes for sure with.
How did this last one go? I missed
It
it.
went really well. We have a lot more people there.
Good.
Fire department has been so nice to come out and furnish hot dogs for everybody that came out to the movie. And so
Oh,
we had-
yeah?
Yeah, and so we had about 35 to 40 people there this last time.
Oh, that's
Nice.
great. That's great. As the weather cools a little bit,
Maybe we'll
you'll
get
get some more, I think.
The only thing we're wrestling with is that screen.
Yeah, we're still wrestling with our screen. I've got to tell you.
That's the one that bends.
It's
It's a blow-up
Yeah,
screen.
and it bends.
And we have found some ingenious ways to get it up. Alan and I were fighting with it horribly, and then Billy and Kathy came and helped us with it this last time because we were fighting the wind with it so bad. And then this really nice guy that was in the park that was just riding around the park on a motorcycle with his wife. They stopped and they helped us get it up. And they were so nice to help us with that.
It won't shoot on the back side of that building.
Yeah, it probably would. We probably
It
could.
is stationary.
And it is stationary. We could think about doing it on the EDC property on the building
Paint a screen white.
or hang a sheet.
Yeah, we were about to resort to a sheet.
Yeah.
Well, the back of the building would be a big screen.
Do you have a question or something? You have your hands up a few minutes ago, right?
You think that we could do it in the back of the building?
Sure. If that's where you want to do it.
You don't have to put it up every night, every time. They'll take it down. It won't go away.
It's up to y'all. We have room there, and if, I don't know about the texture of the grass, but, you know, that's probably
But we
fixable over a period of time anyway.
get it cut
It's a permanent screen.
and stuff.
And if it rains, we can go inside the building.
And do a big wall inside the building.
We'll make one. We got a bucket of paint.
There you go.
Okay. So that's where we're at there. Now, next month, we need to decide what we want to play. I've got a Hocus Pocus we could play for Halloween.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah.
So I thought maybe we'd play that next month. And,
We had a request to do, double
Haunted
feature.
Mansion.
well, someone
have
said a double feature, that we could do a double feature at Halloween. So the thing would be what would we pay for the second movie?
One more suitable for adults, a scary movie more suitable for adults, but
I like Haunted Mansion too.
Yeah, I do too. I like both of them.
I like both of them.
it's getting where we can start earlier too, so you still out there by 10 or 10:30. Something to think about.
So last time we were able to start at 8, and we may be able to start a little earlier this next week. Kathy, can you put it out on social media again like you did last time? That was so helpful. To get it out on social media. The flyers that I've been putting everywhere didn't seem to work as well as the social media did.
It goes a lot further.
Yeah, it goes a lot further.
It doesn't take any gas.
Yeah, and all that back-breaking legwork.
Okay, are we gonna do that movie or are we gonna do a double feature?
What do you guys want to do?
We don't have the other movie.
I have it.
She
Oh,
has.
you have to, oh, okay.
Okay, let's do a double feature. We'll do Hocus Pocus, then we'll do the Haunted Mansion. And, try to start a little bit earlier. Let's start it at 7:30. And please, guys, please try to be there by board members, because fire department, we're saying they were always there. Where were my board members?
Yeah.
So please try to be there. If you can.
So, try.
It's the 21st. I will send reminders to everybody. Okay, next on the agenda then. Okay, so I guess I need a motion for us to play those.
I'll make a motion that we show Hocus Pocus and Haunted Mansion on October 21st for Movie in the Park.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so we need to discuss when we want to have another meet and greet. Now, the chamber building has offered to let us use the chamber building next time, so we won't have to borrow your building. So, we need to talk about when we want to do that. The holidays are coming up. I really don't want to do this during the holidays. I don't think we'll get much turnout during the holidays. So, when would y'all like to do the next one?
Last one was in August, right?
She wants to know when we want to do the next one.
Next what?
Chat, the next meet and greet,
Our meeting?
our meet and greet.
Oh, meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
Oh.
What's in November?
Yeah, but that's holiday time. It's hard to do anything during October, November, and December. It's really
Let's
difficult.
go to next year then.
Let's go to next year.
So January the 25th, and I just struck that out of the sky.
So January
The third Thursday of January.
Is the 25th, you
I don't
said?
know. I don't have anything.
Okay, let's look and see.
I don't even have a pen.
Let's see what January is.
We'll have our
The
own,
25th
we'll have our
is
own
a
meet and
Thursday.
greet. It is.
Well, there you go.
No,
We'll have our own meet and greet.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so January the 25th is a Thursday. So
Do we
we'll
have to do it on a Thursday?
No, we
What-
don't have,
Why don't we try a different day, like Friday?
like a Friday?
Friday, a lot of people are winding down, they just wanna take clothes. Maybe just try a different
Okay,
day.
okay. So that would be the 26th. So do we want to try January 26th for our meet and greet?
So,
Sounds
can I
good to
borrow
me.
your pen? So I make a motion that we have our next meet and greet meeting on January the 26th at
The chamber building.
In the Chamber Building at 5:30
5:30 at the chamber meeting on January the
or
26th.
5. Maybe we did it 5, didn't we do it at 5 before?
Friday is good.
That's a
Friday's
Friday
good.
at 5,
Friday at 5.
the 26th in 2024.
Mhm.
What'd you say, 5 to 6?
5 to 7.
Did you make a motion?
I made a motion.
Okay, I second
And as far as food goes, I think we're just we put money in our budget to have this catered this time. So let's just do the Subway thing like we did when we did the chamber building. I think everybody agrees to that.
Seal motion,
Mhm.
everybody to agree on that date and time. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Anything else we need to discuss about the meet and greet?
We got the mood, the food, the place, the time.
We'll get workforce people out there again.
I hope we can, yes.
They said they would love to come back.
Yeah.
So we'll get workforce people out there again. I will talk to the Better Business Bureau again. They couldn't come the last time, but I got a name of a fellow from the Better Business Bureau that would like to come out. So maybe we will get them this next time to come out and talk to
Great.
them.
it. Can you have small business administration
Mhm.
go out here?
Yeah.
That would be useful. So,
I'll talk to them. I do have some contacts there.
Yeah.
From some of the other, training things that I've done. So I'll get there. Anything else for that meeting? Something that we'll start working on?
I think we gotta get more people in there, maybe have the chamber approach them.
I think so. I think we're gonna try to get the chamber to invite people forward with us. Yeah, so
They
that's
should
just
ask it out to all the businesses.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, can you put that on our social media also, Kathy? Kathy's good at blasting stuff on social media.
Yes, she is.
Okay, you want me? Okay.
Anything else you can think of for that?
Do we want a theme for that meeting, reader?
Anybody got a theme in mind?
January.
It's
White
Everything's
sale.
white.
White
Snow.
sale. Come chill, be chilling. I don't know.
Okay, be thinking about it. We'll discuss it at the next meeting then. then let's move on, because we're getting over time here. Okay. 1300 East Quinlan Parkway, we really haven't done much for it. It's just been kind of sitting there lately, mainly because I haven't gotten anybody over there to do estimates yet on the plumbing and the electrical. That's my fault. I fell down on the job a little bit there. Went on vacation instead.
Your excuse.
So
Yeah.
I will get back on that to try to get us some bids on the electrical and the water. We did have a water leak on the property this morning, and the city's supposed to go out and look at it. It is not from within our building. It's not from the water line to our building. It's
But the road.
right. So I've asked the city to come look at that.
Yeah, because we got a couple of days, we might get some good rain, we're hoping.
Yeah.
Next couple of days.
I would also like to have something done to the front of that building where maybe we have a little porch put on it and a little flower bed or something to make it look pretty, you know, for the entrance to
Yeah.
the building.
You could ask Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful, they might partner with you on that.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be awesome, yeah.
Yeah, it's good luck.
That would be awesome, yeah. So I'd like to do something to make it.
Yeah.
The mower guy, I talked to him and he mowed today. And he's supposed to try to help us get rid of that cactus that's out there too. So that would be kind of nice to get rid of that.
You don't like the cactus? No?
It's ugly.
My God.
Yeah. It's ugly, ugly. Okay, any other discussion on our Quinlan Parkway? Okay, then I'm gonna move right along. Facebook page and website. Our website's up and running. It looks really pretty, and Allison came over this last week and schooled me on it. And I learned how to put in our agendas, and so I will be putting our agendas on our website. And I'm going to get with Sylvia and show her how to put the minutes on the website for us. And then we're having a little difficulty with the calendar, so we're gonna work with that and try to get that fixed up. But everything else is going really smooth on the website. If y'all had a chance to look at it, please do. And if you have any other suggestions for us, please let us know.
Are we getting a lot of hits on that?
446 hits so far this last week.
Awesome.
So we're getting some hits.
That's good.
That's good. People want to know.
I want to know, and I think that's good. And that's our way of being transparent.
Right.
It's our way of letting them know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it. It also has our plan in there, our plan that we put together when we did that analysis that shows what the EDC's plans are for the next year. So I think that's a good thing for us.
Very good.
The Facebook page, we have not established one yet. My big holdout on the Facebook page is that we don't really have anyone to monitor it. And I just am a little uncomfortable not having,
Just use the website.
yeah,
We could share our Facebook announcements.
Yeah.
Share with us, and we can mass it out to everybody on our Facebook pages. And
Yeah.
Then we don't get scuttlebutt.
yeah.
I could set up a Facebook page, but, there's a lot of people that post stuff on other pages that you may not want on there. So
Yeah.
We just keep our
it would need
website.
to be
It's stay.
controlled to a certain extent, I would think.
Yeah, you really have to have somebody monitoring it because you never know what you're gonna get.
No, that's
And-
right.
And I know that this last year, someone had a web page and they weren't watching it real close and they had some pornography actually put on it. And I sure would not want that.
No, but the website could be our professional face and
Yeah.
open door,
Yeah.
not Facebook. or
That's
Venture
true.
Yeah, I love our website and it really is an open book. It really is telling everything we're doing. And I like that part of it. And again, we need to thank Allison for that because she did an excellent job on our website. She really did,
She works hard for us in every way.
every way.
We miss her.
Yes, we do. We do. Okay, then. So I guess there's no action to be taken on that. We're just continuing to use the website. We don't need to adjourn to executive session because we did earlier. So does we have any citizen input related to non-agenda items? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Chair will entertain a motion for,
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
That is good. Thanks.
Good. That's what I wanted.
Very good meeting.
Good meeting.
Very good.
15 minutes.
Okay.
You agree?
I do agree.
All right.
Y'all are so good to work with. I tell you, I love working with you guys.
Well, we
No, you
appreciate
don't do
your
that.
hard work.
You know, that's good. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
work hard for.
We can all agree on something.
I thought you,
Yes, we do.
I thought you was gonna throw us out from there, but that's not.
This is-
I live with that fear every day, Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. I'm going home and eat dinner.
Good for you.
Alright, sounds good.
You're gonna go Mount J, huh?
Yeah, we got
Thank you.